have to settle for crumbling bureaucracies that target taxpayers and harm our veterans. We don't have to resign ourselves to debt, decay, and slow growth. We have the power to make things new again, to project America's strength again, and to get our economy going again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the latest Republican entry into the race, I think that's 10 now, Governor Perry announcing earlier. Governor Jim Gilmore, the former governor of the state of Virginia, president of Free Congress Foundation, joins us. Hello, Governor.
Hello, Steve. How are you?
Good to talk to you. So what do you think of the latest hat in the ring?
Well, I think he's, the 10th, so there's certainly a broad field and a lot of experience out there. And I'll let you know what I'm going to do here in the immediate future.
Well, that was my next question. You've seen 10 people go before you. You've done it before. What are the chances? What is the likelihood that you will add your name to the list?
Well, I certainly don't feel compelled to follow anybody else's schedule. I have to look and see the realities and what's going on, and I have spent a great deal of time in New Hampshire. I've made 6 trips there already this year. And have seen a great number of people and talked to people, and I think they are very amenable to the message that I'm giving out there, and that's very encouraging.
And your message and how it might differ, again, let's not mention how it would differ specifically from other people, so let's stick to your message. What do you see as, in a country gone really down the tubes on so many fronts, domestically, internationally, what would your platform be?
Well, let's focus, Steve, on 2 principal things. The first is you have to grow the economy. I've been talking about this since 2010. I have a specific plan, and that specific plan is to reform the personal income tax so that we give a tax cut across the board for working people, 10, 15, and 25% brackets. Second, we reform the business tax to tax all businesses the same way at 15%. And third, we eliminate the death tax. There are a couple of other tweaks. But if you do these things, you will explode the growth of this economy and get people working again. Steve, our message has to be that we Republicans are for more people working for better wages. And then second part of the message is the issue of the challenge that we're seeing internationally and the danger to this country, both from nation states like Russia, China, and Iran, and also from this international guerrilla war that we're seeing against us. And I think that we have to empower the American people to face those international challenges in order to preserve our values going into the 21st century.
Governor, of course, we saw yesterday a shooting and an arrest in Boston. They had been tracking this one person who they killed for 2 years under constant surveillance. They were about to do damage, which would have included killing cops. One had a huge machete, and also apparently coming to New York and killing Pamela Geller. They were thankfully stopped, but you know, as Pamela Geller said on CNN about all this, I mean, ISIS is here. Whether it's their followers or their hierarchy or they have cells here, doesn't matter. They're here.
That's right, Steve. And let's remember that it is the idea that we have to defeat. The idea, this medieval idea of going forward and brutalizing people and abusing women and murdering people and beheading people, and that's somehow something that people are supposed to follow. We in the Western world have to protect our values and assert the rightness of our values, while at the same time militarily we're protecting this country. But make no mistake about it, the Boston incident just tells you there's more trouble coming, and we have a duty to make sure that our intelligence community, our law enforcement community, both federal and local, are prepared to protect the American people, and that the American people are prepared for this challenge and are resolute and stand for themselves in the challenges that are facing us.
Now, you know, if you run, that you're facing a double standard in the media, the same double standard that all Republicans face. For instance, Bernie Sanders in the 70s published a piece that said women fantasize about being gang raped by 3 men at the same time. Nobody's talking about that. Now we have a story today from the London Daily Mail that the Clinton Foundation took $10 million in donations from an African church which is called Homosexuals Devils. And again, nobody's talking about that. If this were a Republican in either instance, they'd be done.
Well, of course, that's absolutely true. And I think these things are going to come out at a future time, that the Democratic candidates are flawed candidates, all of them. And that we Republicans are going to have to offer our message in an affirmative, positive way to stand for working people, to stand for better wages, and to stand for the safety of this nation against the international challenges that are growing. It is the foreign policy of the Clinton administration to pull back and pull back that is allowing this danger to emerge. We have to be strong. We have to build up our military. We have to send strong messages around the world, not just to the terrorists, but also to China and Russia and Iran,
right,
that we're going to stand up for ourselves.
Well, you have a date by which you will make a decision?
I do not. I
Okay.
don't have a timetable that I want to give at this point.
Sounds good. Governor, great to talk to you, sir. And everybody, of course, could go to your website, which we've had on the screen during the whole interview. Thank you, sir. Up next, Give Me 5. Don't go away.